So that is Holly Short, and I'm trying to think. Oh yes, and I should tell you more about my boys as well. There's another story about Sean. I told you he was interested in volcanoes. That's a good one. There's one job that the dad has to do in the family that the mother cannot do with the boy. Okay, there's only one, so it's kind of important that we get that right, or else basically our whole fatherhood is failure. And this is when the young boy, who will be about 2 or 3, for the first time in public, wants to go to the gents. And he knows the difference between the gents and the ladies. Because he's looked at the symbols, and he sees that the gents has a ball for a head, no neck, and no feet. And he sees the lady is wearing a triangle. He knows which is which. And if you try and bring him in the ladies, he will struggle. And I don't know if you've ever tried to drag a little kid somewhere where they don't want to go, and they just do the plank. Sean used to do that when we were washing his hair. He would just plank, and you sideways, you just couldn't get him through the door. He'd be banging his head off the door. He wouldn't go in there. And eventually, in order to wash my son's hair, it took 3 of us. My wife used to hold the plank. I used to wash his hair, and my other son would hold up the portable DVD player. We had to do that when he was being christened as well. I remember I asked the priest, can we show him a DVD while you're christening him? And he said, you can show him a Mel Gibson movie, that's it. Only Mel Gibson. So, so we're outside, we're in this French, we're on holidays, not that time, we're on holidays. We're in a French, super big, huge place, department store. My wife has gone off, and I'm left with the 2 boys. And at this time, it's like, Sean would say, not much, but he would say, pee pee or poo poo. If you wanted to have a wee, obviously you say pee. If you wanted to have a poo, you say poo. Okay, that's pretty simple. And but what was important was how many times he said it. If he said 1 pee, that was okay. You had like 5 minutes. If he said 2 pees, it was getting urgent now. You had 3 minutes to get him to the bathroom. Move sharp. If he said 3 pees, the dreaded triple pee. You just picked them up and you flung them out of town and ran away. And what you don't want to hear is the pee 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 poo poo poo. At that point, you put them in a trash can and you go and take off. Hopefully. So one day we're out and I'm holding his hand and my Fina's being professionally disgusted at me because he's a teenager. What are you looking at now? I'm just looking ahead of me. Can't you look somewhere else? What do I look straight up there? If you could stop breathing, then I'd like some money. So anyway, we're walking along, being a happy family, and Sean says, Daddy, I said, yes! He said, pee, pee. I said, okay, was that pee, gap, pee, or 2 peas? Did you say pee once, twice, or 2 peas once? He said, well, it's pee, pee, pee now. I said, okay, don't panic. It's the first time, it's fine. I have to bring you to the gents. Now you see to the ladies that's no big deal because you see the men's toilet is vastly different from the female toilet. In the female toilet, I believe, you can see yourself in the mirror. There's no pee on the roof. There's no big mysterious bubbles in the lino. The men's toilets in these places usually look like someone brought a cow on wheels, shoved a grenade down its throat and pushed it in. If you can imagine, that's what the men's toilets look like. So, I was terrified bringing him in. I said, he won't like it. He likes clean places, but we went in, and it was lovely. I was amazed. It was lemon fresh, fantastic, clean and beautiful. And they even had a tiny little urinal for little boys, a little starter, and it had some astroturf you could stand on. So it was really, I thought, this is fun. This is the best place we could possibly have started. So I stood him on the astroturf, and I pulled down his little pants, and I said, okay, pee. And he looked at me like I was a moron to his face. I knew what he was thinking. This astroturf is obviously a tiny soccer pitch, and I am not peeing in a soccer pitch. I said, Sean, just do a pee. He said, no. And Finn is cracking up. You are a failure. And he said, I'm I'm going to take a photograph of you for Facebook, and I'll put new status, loser. And I said, right, I'm not going to be beaten by this one job. He's going to pee, is the last thing I do. And so I did all the old daddy tricks. I flushed all the toilets, I turned on all the taps, I punched him in the belly. Anyway, nothing worked, and so I had what I still think is a pretty genius level idea. I said to Sean, by the way, you're interested in volcanoes. He said, yeah. I said, we're going to play a new game. It's called the volcano game. He said, oh my God. There's a game? I said, yes. He said, how do you play? I said, you have to pretend you are a little volcano. I said, yes. I said, can you feel the lava bubbling in your Let it bubble in there and now explode! Boom! Away with the lava all over the soil. And he said, yes! And he had a pee and I said, yes! I said, now! Why don't you take a picture of that for Facebook? Of course, pride comes before a fall, as we know. I said, okay, you boys, I'm going into the bathroom. You stand on that black tile. You stand on black tile. One of them, shut up! Stand on the tile! My kid just said, you can't say shut up. I said, okay, shut your face. So I went into the bathroom, and I locked the door. As soon as about a minute later, I heard, you are a little volcano. I was almost afraid to go out. Well, I had to go out. And I went out to see what was happening. And Sean was standing behind an old French guy. He had his stick in his hand and he was trying to have a wee. And Sean said, you! Old French guy! You're a little volcano. What's the matter? Boo! And then he turned to me and said the immortal words, do you want to take a photo, Daddy? So we were banned from that particular French one. And he did another one. We were on holidays there. We used to go to the pool. And the boys used to play this game where Sean couldn't swim, so he put on his water wings and Finn would swim, and then Sean would jump in and catch. It was timed. He would jump in and he would catch Finn's shorts and he would yank him down, and Finn would try and swim along and keep his shorts on, and he would give Sean, would go skiing behind him. And they loved this game, and I thought it was hilarious. My wife said to me, that can't end well. I said, come on, the 32 boys, I'm fun, who cares, a bit of laugh. She said, it's going to go wrong. I said, what could happen? And he's like, who cares if they're having, you can see half a bomb, I don't care. So I didn't do anything. And so Sean, basically the code Sean was getting was, this is fine, no problems. So one day he goes down, and he's looking for Finn, no sign of Finn. And he sees a big German man standing who's got 2 feet in the pool, and he's on the phone to his wife. He's like 6'4", and he's like, yeah, it's good. I like it. Got my towel on the bed. Who's a clever guy? This guy. Okay. So Sean goes up behind him, and the man's on the phone, and suddenly Sean just jumps up, grabs his shorts, and whips him down. He's standing there saying, "Go! Let's go! In your own time!" Can you imagine the little German guy? He's going, what game is this? We don't have this game. So that's my son Sean and Finn, who became Miles Beckett.